Hello, and welcome to our quick interview with Haley Kangas, the Nano Virtual Conference Chair. The event is just 3 short weeks away, and we want to hear directly from Haley on how things will flow and what you might miss if you don't register for your seat. So first things first, I'm your host, Kristen Dixon. I'm TAPPI Web Content Manager, and I'm very happy to be joined today by Haley Kangas, the Technology Manager at VTT and Nano Virtual Conference Chair for 2021. Haley is passionate about innovating novel applications for biomaterials that may not even exist yet. And as technology manager of biomass processing and products at VTT, she is responsible for technology development and IPR management for VTT Technologies in the fields of biomass fractionation and development, and treatment biomass side streams, cellulose nanomaterials, manufacturing, and products and additives manufacturing of bio-based materials. Her current research interests include cellulose nanomaterials, especially their manufacturing, characterization, applications, and health and safety. As chair of TAPPI International Nanotechnology Division, she has a front row seat in following the development in that field. So thank you so much for being with us today, Haley.
Thank you for inviting me. It's very nice to be here.
So without further ado, I'd like to go ahead and get us started by asking you a few questions related to the upcoming event.
Yeah, that's fine.
The first question I have is, did COVID cause the overall nano community to pivot and adjust their focus?
Well, obviously, like for other kind of events, which we had to go to virtual, and that was the major change. And last year, when we had like planned we were quite far in planning the in-person event. We already had the program and everything, and then obviously because we didn't go with the same format for the virtual conference, so we just offered a free online conference for participants, and then obviously now we are at the same situation again, that we can't go to an in-person event, but we are then planning a virtual conference, and this time we had like more time for actual planning, and we have more technical content in that front. And in this planning for this year's virtual conference, we really wanted to pay attention in substance-wise also to kind of the situation with the COVID. So we included one specific topic related to that. So kind of solutions for what biomaterials and nanobiomaterials could provide for this COVID issue. So yes, there were changes, but I feel that we have coped with the situation quite well. And also we kind of put more emphasis on webinars. The webinar program has been there some years ago, but now we really put more effort on that. We have a constant flow of good topics and provided by the kind of interested stakeholders in a form of webinars throughout the year to keep the audience interested.
Yeah, I've noticed that about the Nano webinars have been flowing pretty well this year, and there's a few more still left for the rest of 2021. And I know a lot of the events now are virtual, but I have seen that just looking over the program and stuff that the keynote speaker's topic is on pivoting after COVID and things like that. So it needs to be included because it's definitely made a change in all of our lives. So yeah, I think this virtual event will be great, but maybe next year we'll be back in person. What do you think?
Yeah, hopefully so. Yeah,
hopefully so. But I think it's great that we're still able to bring the information virtually to a broader audience as well, hopefully in the long run. So yeah. My next question would be, why should people attend the Nano Virtual Conference, and what can they expect from attending?
Well, I mean, I think persons who have submitted like abstracts for technical papers, they have really gone all the way to, with their research during this year. So you'll hear great new results on what they have been doing. And also we have this end user panel. So we have, I can't remember whether 6 participants from the end use kind of community. So it's great to hear what their kind of perspective is on that. And also we have a keynote, as you mentioned, on the kind of the post-COVID situation, and some networking as well as can be done in the virtual format. So I think it's as we cannot meet face to face, this is the kind of the best option that we have now to kind of network and hear what's ongoing with the community, and then maybe kind of get the glimpse that what is happening maybe next year when it's a live event. So I think this combination of kind of topics is the why you should attend the virtual conference this year.
Yeah, I know there's a lot of different kind of topics and tracks at this conference, so that's very interesting too. And then, like you said, the networking, it's so important, and I think that's what people miss most from being face to face. But hey, it's what we can do for now. And I think I've done a lot of virtual events here recently, and I've gotten a little bit more comfortable with all of us chatting, even though we're in our own little boxes. So
yeah, it's great.
You got to do what you have to do, but I think that's
yeah. And it's great to see people's faces anyway, when even if it's in virtual format. So yeah.
I agree. I totally agree. So what topic is becoming increasingly important in the Nano conference over the next few years?
Well, I think it's the packaging will still be an issue, as it has been until now, and then it's one of the kind of special topics even this year, but I don't see that it's going away. So using the nano in packaging issues. But I think then the more important, which will be also in the biomedical field, we will have in this year's conference in end user panel one example on the biomedical application. So I think that will become more increasingly important, and especially in the post-COVID world when you need kind of this antiviral, antibacterial solutions, and the biomedical field is very important in that. So I think these, and then textiles is another very interesting field on how to apply nano into textiles, make them more functional. And of course, I mean, composites is something that has been and will be still kind of important. So composites for different applications, lightweighting in automobiles, even aviation and things like that. So I think those are the kind of the ones on the top of my head that will become more increasingly important. And as you can see, it's very wide perspective. So we are talking about commodities like packaging, and then biomedical, which is a really kind of futuristic in that sense, that how to apply nano and how to apply bio-based there.
Well, that's a lot of topics that I can only see, like you said, becoming increasingly more important. And you mentioned the end user panel, which is going to be on the 16th, the second day of the conference, from 11 to 12:30. And basically what it's going to be is, some of the panelists will share success stories and challenges in using cellulose-based materials, and they will present their technology and its commercial applications, including benefits of using C&M in their products, shortcomings, requirements, that sort of thing. So I think that'll be an interesting session, as you mentioned.
Yeah, and I could also highlight from the program this point the student poster and then the pitching of the poster. So there you can see really like the novel topics that students are bringing up and what their contribution is there. So I think that's going to be highly inspiring as well.
Yeah, absolutely. The student poster competition. Yeah, everybody's involved, probably from the students to people that have been in the industry for a while. So that's great as well.
Yeah.
Here, and then just moving on with my questions. So what should happy Monday, right? Why should more people get involved in the TAPPI Nano committee and events?
Well, I think the kind of the TAPPI Nano community it's a network, and it's a very kind of good, so to say, it's a tight network, I would say, but still it's not that it wouldn't allow people to enter. So it's flexible in that way. So everybody, I mean, is welcomed. And even though you are the first comer, even though senior researcher or a younger student, you are always welcome to join the community. And it's really, I mean, it joins people from different continents and different areas of the world. I mean, US, Japan, Australia, all are and it's very good to have these connections. Then you when you are, for example, looking for some information, then you know that, okay, well, this person from the TAPPI nano community might know about it, and then you can contact them, whether they are in different continent altogether. And also it pays to be active in the community. So it's you have a lot of opportunities to influence also the community, what they are. For example, I'm myself as an example. So I just started going to the events, you know, the conferences, and then I was a part of the research community, or became part of the research community or the committee, and then moving up and organizing the conferences, and now to say the chair of the nano division. So and I think the thing that got me here is that I was also, you know, willing to saying yes, basically, like if somebody asked, like, would you like to be involved in this, and I said, yeah, why not, and being in a technical committee in the conference and so forth. And it's very I would say that the conferences have been the kind of the highlight of the professional life for me, you know, during the years. So it's always very nice to go there and meet the people that you have met, some of them like year before, and then you can still remember, and you kind of continue discussion where you left it at. So I think it's a kind of a, so to say, professional family, if I describe it.
Yeah,
and
I think
and I recommend everyone to try it, so to say.
Yeah, I think that's a great way to put it, as a professional family. I feel that way, just being, you know, a part of being on TAPPI staff and getting to know people in different committees, whether it be nano or corrugated, wherever it may be. All of the, you know, if you're involved in those industries, you can meet people that know a lot. People, you can learn a lot from those people. Like you said, you can, you know, get to a point where you can teach others as well. So it's a great community and great, like you say, tight knit. So it's always nice to learn from each other. I know we always need that. So
yeah, exactly.
So just to wrap this all up, are there any last words you would like to say about the event or committee or nanotechnology in general?
Well, I would, like I said before, I would encourage anyone who is interested in this field, bio, nano, different applications, production, characterization, safety, all related topics, to come and see, I mean, to what it is. So be active and come and see what is this all about. And if you are kind of looking into being very active in the community, that's more than welcome. So I would welcome anyone who is kind of interested in the field and doing research in that, or doing a business in that, to become involved. So that would be my kind of recommendation and last words on this.
Yeah, and I think kind of being a part of this conference, it makes it a little easier too if it's your first time and you want to, since it is virtual, you can do it right from your home. So I think this is kind of a first step to getting kind of involved, and this is a great way to do it in a virtual conference. Even though we want it to be in person, I think virtual has its benefits as well.
Yeah, definitely.
So thank you again so much for taking the time to chat with me today. I'm really excited about the upcoming Nano Virtual Conference on June 15th and 16th. The event will have more than 60 technical presentations and multiple tracks, like we mentioned, covering major topics such as end user applications, standardization, paper and packaging, renewable material production, and biomedical application, as we also mentioned, things like that. So the list could go on and on. The event, like I said, takes place Tuesday and Wednesday, June 15th and 16th, from 11 a.m. to 6 p.m. And you can register at conference.tappinano.org. But I will wrap all that stuff up in a beautiful comment as well. But again, thank you so much for spending the time with me. We look forward to seeing you at the event in a few short weeks.
Thank you.